Thank you all for coming tonight, and especially thank Pastor Nate Kingsley for being here. If you would bring our invocation for us, please.
And Mayor Sue just told me about Steve Wallace's passing, former council member. So would you take a minute and just remember him, and then I'll pray for us in just a minute as well. Father, we thank you for this gift of life. It's good to just be reminded that we are mortal, and this is a passing life. This is short. God, we pray you comfort the Wallace family, others who are grieving right now. Or we thank you for this council, those who have taken up this mantle to manage and lead our city and help them do a good job that we may benefit from it as citizens here. Thank you for Mayor Sue taking this charge, and give her grace to do her job well. And thank you for our police officers, our Department of Public Works employees, many others who keep this city functioning. We're thankful for them. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Nick. Hey, Bob.
Good evening.
Good to see you. Because that means now we have a quorum. I mean, it's good to see you anyway. We will call the meeting to order now at 7:02. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, would you take roll call, please?
Mayor Hammond,
Here.
Larry Lambert, Mike Connell, Bob Porter, Mindy Gallaby here, Kamal Ghazi,
Here.
Kristen Dable.
Here.
Larry and Mike are both absent, both excused.
Looking for approval of our agenda for tonight.
I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
Second?
We have a motion from, whoops, I just wrote the wrong person. Motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And approval of our council meeting minutes from August 7th.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the reading, and approve the minutes from August 7, 2025, regular meeting. Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We do have the privilege of a report tonight regarding our library. And Jamie Cromley is here, and Carol, whose last name is no longer Pavlika because she got married last month. But I don't know your last name. Han, H-A-W-N.
Yes.
Carol Han.
Like suicide.
Like
suicide family, no. I knew it all week, but I don't know wrong.
So welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming. Just their updated brochure. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you.
Good job.
Yep.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right.
All right, thanks for having me. I'm Jamie Cromley with Community District Library. My office is in Corona, but I'm the director of the library. And then Carol is the branch manager for the Perry branch specifically. So we wrapped up our fiscal year at the end of June. So I like to visit all of the municipalities that the library serves and then kind of give you the important statistics that we like to keep track of. So here's kind of a quick dashboard of everything. Let's see, we have gradually increased our walkthroughs from the year previously. We had just about 70,000 people walk through the library doors last year. That includes all 7 branches, not just Perry. 70,000 people did not walk through Perry, but we're gonna try. So,
I think we need a bigger one.
yeah. So that's pretty good. I was pleased to see that. Public computers are still being utilized as well as our Wi-Fi. People are still logging in. About 10,300 people logged in and also used the computers district-wide. Not everybody has computers still. And actually people use us for printing quite a bit because people don't have printers at home anymore. So we're kind of becoming more important as a place to print. No more Kinko's around, so. We continue to check out a lot of materials. So we checked out just about 89,000 items last year. Of those, 43,000 were physical items like books, audiobooks,
Library things.
yeah,
Let's include that,
library
yeah,
things.
library things, yeah.
Movies, that kind of thing, but we also continue, our digital downloads continues to increase every year. That is, streaming things. That could be movies, that could be music, but it's mostly audiobooks and ebooks. So that's just about 24,000 things that digital downloads from the 3 vendors that we use for that. Interlibrary loan continues to be really popular. As you know, we don't have very large branches, so we can't keep everything on our shelves. So therefore, we try to make sure people know about our MELCAT system, which is a statewide interlibrary loan. There's over 400 libraries, and then we lend materials to each other. That's been around for years. Our library lent out 12,450 items to libraries in the state, and then our patrons requested 18,657 items. So that continues to be very popular, and we hope it continues. I'm a little afraid with some federal funding has been cut, so the Library of Michigan, that is their goal, is to maintain MELCAT and interlibrary loan. So we'll see where that goes. As you know, you may see on social media, we do a lot of library programs. We're very heavy on the programming. We have libraries in small rural areas, so there aren't necessarily community centers and that kind of thing. So staff are very dedicated to things like story times,
Book clubs.
book clubs, that type of thing.
Just craft nights, diamond
Yeah.
dining.
All sorts of
it's
things.
all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
But-
there's a snake in one of your pictures.
Oh yes, that's summer reading. Summer reading is huge. But we had over 800 programs district-wide, and about 8,300 people attended those programs. Yeah, we always do a really great job at summer reading. The staff is fantastic with programming. As far as things coming up, we are going to be improving our online catalog. We actually had a new catalog last year, but we're moving forward with our library consortium to do an even better catalog and more user-friendly. So we're looking forward to that. That will be coming in April. It's a lot of work on the back end of everything, but I think our patrons will like it better. So will staff, because it's also improving the interface for the staff. This year we added Canopy, which is another digital service. So if anybody uses Audible to listen to books or Amazon to download ebooks, we have Canopy, which is a streaming service for a lot of documentaries and movies. But we also have Hoopla and Libby, which have a huge array of audiobooks and ebooks. Millions of items actually when you add them all together. And then of course we have the Library of Things in Perry. So we purchased a lot of new things this year. Anything specifically that stands out, but
Everything just going on. We have a metal detector,
Speed gun.
oh yeah,
yes, you know, because you've been in there.
yeah.
Just all kinds of wonderful things that people can borrow. There's outdoor games if you're having a party or some kind of event with family or church or whatever. You really got to come in and see it. There's
Sewing
many things
machines.
to offer. Yeah, many things to
Yeah.
offer.
a lot. So, yeah, so that's actually pretty popular with even other patrons from other branches will travel into Perry to get those items. So, yeah, good things happening. Yeah.
So I actually use you guys' library downtown in Perry quite a bit, and it is great. I appreciate the staff. Carol does a fantastic job,
Oh, good to
and
know.
almost everyone I can encounter is really, really went. And I hope the funding doesn't get cut on Melcat. I rented all of my textbooks when I was in college for my bachelor through it, and I saved an average of $1,200 a semester just by using
Me
Melcat.
too, years ago, but yes,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that somebody utilized it like that. That's fantastic.
Any other comments from council or questions for them? Good job, wonderful.
Thank you, it
We're
was nice
very
meeting
proud
you.
of all of
Yes,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Is there anyone here for public comment tonight? Shirley, do you have any communications?
public
Oh, I
comment.
do?
Got
Oh,
a
I'm
question?
sorry. Nate, yes. How can we answer your question?
So my wife is toying around with the idea of chickens.
Yeah.
What are the statutes or regulations regarding those?
They're online.
It's on, okay.
Yeah, and that's probably just the best place because then you can truly read it, but it addresses the number of chickens you can have, it addresses the housing that you have to have for them, the fencing and how it has to be put in so that you don't get raccoons and possums and coyotes
Yeah.
coming into town to feed on your flock.
Does
require a
zoning permit.
Okay, thank you.
And there is a permit, and it tells you that in the ordinance, so you would, can they print the permit online, or do they have to come in to get it?
They should be able to.
I think you can print
yeah.
it online.
All our other ones are from Vermont, so I'm sure they
Yeah.
can, yeah.
So I'm sorry, I can't tell you everything, but that source will tell you. So just go to the city website and click on the ordinance button, and
Very
it's
good.
there.
Thanks.
Type in chickens.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else?
No?
Okay, thank you. I do have just a couple of brief reports. One of them is that we're going to have an opening on the SADA board. We have 2 representatives from the city of Perry, and our representative Sharon Wood, her term will expire in October, and she has already told me that she doesn't want to continue to serve because she has become the president of the food bank, and so that will take all of her time. So we've posted that opening, and I just want everybody to know, if you're interested in serving on the SADA board, please be in touch with City Hall. And council, I have a concern about the I-69 corridor group. That has been a group where the municipalities along the I-69 corridor send a representative to their meetings. For years, they met every month at the Bishop Airport because it comes all the way from Port Huron, really, to the capital city airport in Lansing. So the Bishop Airport was kind of in the middle. We've had a few different people who have represented the city of Perry to that. But most recently, John Liskey had said he would be willing to serve. He and his son own the new local root cannabis that's open. And when he contacted the office to find out the schedule for the meetings and confirm the location, he was told that the location for the meetings now is in St. Clair, which is 90 miles from here. So I said, gee, John, I don't want you to have to drive 90 miles there, 90 miles back. he did have a little bit of a conflict with some of the meetings, so wasn't real sure that he was gonna be able to serve like he would like to. So I just told him, never mind for now, because that's just too far. So I did send an email to Justin Horvath, because that's who is, you know, doing that, putting that together. And he told him what John had told me, and Justin says this: I'm monitoring the situation with the group as the current setup is not tenable for participation by many. So we're not the only ones who have said that's too far. He said he'd stay in touch as things progress. So I'd like to just know from you that it's okay if we don't fill that spot until we know that it's not going to be so far away.
Oh, yeah, that's cumbersome for everybody.
Yeah, so that'll just be an open seat, and we'll just have to see how that goes. Hopefully they can change it. So those are the two things I had to report. Do we have any committee reports today? Okay. Presentation, I'm sorry, go.
Shirley, did you have communications?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I
That's
say
okay.
that?
Yeah, you sort of,
Thank
because
you.
we had someone.
Oh, that's right.
It's okay.
Yes.
I just had,
Thank
just
you,
handed
Bob.
out, I don't really, but I just handed out the new update from Black Rock. I put it with your things. Did I give you one? Yes, I did. That's all that I have, just that.
Okay.
Make sure
Thank
we're covering
you.
all their things.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm looking for presentation and approval of the bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and the payment be authorized.
Second?
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay, we don't have any old business, but we do have several new business items that should move right along. But first of all, we're gonna move the West Shore Emergency Alert Siren quote, which is number 8 under new business, up to number 1, because our football assistant coach needs to leave.
Not a coach. I'm a parent.
Okay.
That's even worse.
I have a lot more freedom. Just a quick overview of what we're looking at here. Back when the tornado destroyed our siren, and we replaced it with the one that's on the corner of Ralph and Main Street, we looked at a system that would be able to give us a real good overview and snapshot of the status of our sirens. And with the technology that's built into the siren, the new siren and then the existing siren that was not destroyed at the end of White Oak, we looked at this system initially, and then we kind of wanted to evaluate to see if it was really going to be a need. And then last week, I mean, this happened quick. I think it was the beginning of last week or the end of the week prior to that. So
Yeah, so like
almost 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, we realized that it did not activate, the new siren did not activate when it was tested most recently. So that kind of got us all thinking and looking, and we got an updated quote, and that's what's in front of you now. This system is going to be put in place here at City Hall. It's going to come with a computer. We're going to be able to actually just look at the monitor and see all green lights, that everything is operational and connected and ready to go. Or if there is a deficiency in the system somewhere, we're going to be able to see what that is. I believe that West Shore is actually going to be able to see that as well, so they could be on it before we even click on it that particular day or whatnot. But it will give us real-time information as to the status of our sirens, both sirens. Currently with this system, we would not be able to, we would be able to activate it from here in the office or remotely as we have with the fire department and their walkie-talkie. I will tell you that that is not ideal. The walkie-talkie either needs to be upgraded or we need to expand this system at a later date for remote access via cellular phones. So I think what I was quoted this afternoon was $1,200 a year to maintain the mobile option for certain 5-year users to activate it via their phones. That's a reduced cost, because I told them I wasn't going to pay what they had initially offered or estimated. He said, yeah, a lot of people are saying they're small enough, they don't need that size of an account, they need something reduced. Let me call the sales guy. He called them and got back to me with this $1,200. But we can talk about the $1,200 later on. But this system that we're looking at today is going to be a little over 15. That's going to be a lot of installing wires into City Hall to drop down into right outside my office into the secretary's area and hook up to this system. Questions?
So you're looking at the first 10,750 and then option 2, which was recommended, right? Those two
So,
combined.
no, we're looking at the 15,
The next one down, all right.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, the difference in price was for initially, years ago, a couple years ago now, Public Works was gonna run some of those wires for us. And unfortunately, they're just not in a position to do that manpower-wise now. So we just went with the full-on install. And John and I spoke about that, and I'd rather have that fall on them as far as the wiring
You
and all
did something
that.
wrong, it's not our fault.
Exactly, they own it at that point.
Yep.
So after that price, are we paying 1,200 a month? or-
Currently,
That's
not.
it. Okay.
That is an additional option that we can add on later, if we choose to go with the remote user option. So I think we'd be able to check status online remotely, but we'd also be able to activate it, deactivate it, give the all clear, all that stuff on our phones. Probably through an app, I would assume.
Is the radio portion of it still available now? So
It
while
is.
you're talking,
It is,
So
yep,
someone doesn't have to run up here and hit a button, they can,
correct, which I did not want to do, because then we're just giving access to everybody who needs to activate it to City Hall, and I'm not really comfortable with that. I'd just soon have them have access in their own place with the walkie-talkie to do that, and/or an app that we give people permission to
yeah, I
utilize.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Do we have further discussion or questions for Kyle or requests for clarification of anything?
The one that we have now is not working, right?
The one.
Is there an emergency siren in Perry right now?
We have two, and they are operational.
They're operational.
But when West Shore, the company that services those, came out, this was an option that they reminded us or brought back up to us to help us see in real time the status of our, instead of them coming out and seeing what's wrong with it or why it didn't go off when it was tested, we'd be able to see it on a computer monitor right here in City Hall. So they are operational, they made it operational that day, they worked out whatever kink there was in the system. But because of that kink, we went back to wanting to be able to see the status of it ourselves, instead of having to call the technician out the next day.
So that options, just to summarize what I'm hearing you say, so that options is just to give us a visual image of what the sirens are and if they were to go off or not, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Without actually testing them audibly, we can actually see that they would go off and everything was in place for them to go off.
Emergency sirens are important because of the tornadoes and so.
And I did not mention, we budgeted for this. This is in the budget. It was built into the budget that you folks approved for this year. So this is not above and beyond.
I have a question for God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see that, let's say something's not working and shows a red screen comes on, whatever. Can you fix it or do we have to still call a technician?
So it depends. It could be something system-wise internally that we call them, or they call us maybe if they see it, and that they can take care of it, or it could be that they realize the deficiency and they have to send somebody out themselves.
Okay.
But I think based on what they're seeing in the system, they'll know if they need to send somebody or they can work on it internally from their end.
Gives us that,
I'm assuming all that, but I think they would be able to see that.
okay.
If it's a hardware thing, definitely they're gonna send
They're gonna
like
have
a
to
truck
come out.
out and send somebody. Yeah,
Or just something like just reboot the system, you guys
Exactly.
can turn it on and off.
could be, yep,
It gives us that real time knowing that it's working or not.
yeah.
Okay.
And even without a fault of it not coming on when it was supposed to, Kyle explained to me that it could be that on this equipment that will be here, a red light may come on to say, hello, I need help, I'm not working right.
Like the engine, check engine light that we.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, something like that, so.
I'm hoping too that they can see on their end, and if there's a yellow light or red light or something that's not green, then they're taking care of it themselves or notifying us that they're sending somebody
There's
out.
something going on.
I would hope that they have eyes on it as well. I don't, maybe that's not right, you know, maybe I shouldn't have that expectation of them, but I don't know. It's how I'd build my business if I had this, but
There we go.
hard to say.
Not everybody thinks the same way.
This is true.
Any
Which is
further
good.
discussion?
Bad, same thing.
If not, the motion that we're looking for is number 8.
I move that we approve the quote from West Shore Services, Inc., option 2 in the amount of $15,530 for the warning system control point installation to the emergency siren. We authorize Chief Kyle Boggs to sign the contract and to schedule the work.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Excellent.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you all very much.
So what about 15,000? Cessa had two of them call it 15,000, so that means that 15,000 increments.
Must be, huh? How about that?
I mean,
Okay, going back to number 1 under new business, I do have a few appointments due to expiring terms, and one is Bob Porter. He serves on Cessa Board, and I want to publicly say he's done a terrific job on the Cessa Board. This has been a very trying time during his term of appointment here, 3 years of stress.
I think so, yeah. It's getting much better.
Yes, and the board and his service on the board have done a terrific job at a very difficult time, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for agreeing to be reappointed. So I am recommending that we reappoint Bob Porter to the Cessa Board and looking for council approval.
I move that we accept Mayor's recommendation and we appoint Bob Porter to the Cessa Board with a term expiring August 1st, 2029.
Second.
Motion from Kamal, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. The next reappointment is also to the Cessa Board, and it is for Tim DeLue, who has served during the same time that Bob has. Again, it's very difficult times, done a great job, and is willing to serve under a reappointment. And I am looking to council for approval of Tim's reappointment.
I move that we accept the mayor's recommendation to and reappoint Tim DeLue to the Cessa Board with a term expiring August 1st, 2029.
Second.
Motion from Bob, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And one more is to the Zoning Board of Appeals. and that is for a reappointment of Bob Otke to that board. He has served on here for a long time, but he is willing to accept reappointment, and so I'm looking to council to approve that.
I move that we accept the mayor's recommendation to reappoint Bob
Otke.
Otke
Mhm.
to the zoning board of appeals, ZBA, with a term expiring August 1st, 2029.
I second.
Motion from Kamal, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you for those. Next on our list is an attorney rate increase. This is our labor attorney, not our city attorney, but Michael Cluck. We did get a letter, and I think, did you give everybody copies of that? I think you all have
This
that.
is in our packet.
Yes. So proposing a change in the billing rate. The city of Perry has had the same group. It hasn't always been Michael Cluck. It was Tom Derderian before, but they were in the same office, and then Tom retired and Mike took us back. I guess he had us before, but we've had the same group of attorneys as labor attorneys for a long time. And they have always given us a break, if you will. And in the letter, you'll see that he tells what the normal billing rate is and what the proposed change in the billing rate is going to be September 1st. So, looking for any discussion regarding accepting this contract or what your pleasure is.
Council serves, assesses.
I think this is really low rate, considering
We get good discount.
That's
And it's
a-
bad, they
like,
both.
this is not good, this is like less than quarter.
They give municipalities a decent break on all their attorney, him, English, and then the one we have for Sessa. They give a good deal because it's a municipality, so they're not trying to get rich off of.
Yeah, this is a really good rate, like,
Our experience with Attorney Cluck has been outstanding. Shirley, do you want to speak to that?
I have not had a lot of interaction with him, but he responds, he's super nice.
Very
Yes,
professional,
very professional,
very knowledgeable.
very knowledgeable, yes.
I mean, even his normal billing rate is like much lower than a couple that I know. I think we should go with it.
Well, I'm looking for a motion if discussion is concluded.
I move that we accept the increase for attorney services from Froster, Swift, Collins, and Smith, PC Michael Cluck, the city's labor attorney, in the amount of $250 per hour effective September 1, 2025, subject to an annual increase not to exceed 5% going forward.
I second.
We have a motion from Bob, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And I think next on our list concerns the DPW barn and a concrete approach quote that's in your packet, and John is here to answer any questions you might have. For those that have not met him, this is John Souter. He was the deputy superintendent after being superintendent, and now he's filling in as deputy superintendent and is here to answer our questions about this.
I like one, why are we putting a frost-free footing in at the entrance? I'm just curious. I've never seen that done, so. Do you know why? I know you probably didn't write the spec, so.
No. So, can I see one of them? I'm sorry.
You're okay, John, it's fine. We understand.
I know, I seen, sorry, I seen some of them. And so,
I didn't mean
I
to put you
think,
on the spot.
I think that we're going to change that
Okay,
and pour a 6-inch and leave it down an inch. It was, so I'm not a builder, but the original bids that we got had that so that it wouldn't heave
at the door,
at the door, the entry doors.
right,
And,
okay.
So I don't think that we're gonna,
That was just the man doors or the roll-up door or the slide door or whatever?
just the personnel entry doors, the man doors.
Is that post and frame or is that,
Yes,
so the man door's hooked to a post or is it in the middle of the wall?
it's in the middle of the wall. I'm trying to think if there's the one is in a poured wall,
Okay.
is encased in the poured wall
Right,
for the salt.
steel frame.
Yep, and
Encased,
the other
right.
one, I don't think there's a post there, I think it's just framed in. But it might be
If
on
it's
one
in the
side
middle of
of
the
it.
wall, we may, I think back, we might wanna do that. I was thinking it was the drive-in door.
If it's on there, then we can, the one door, I was thinking about not even putting anything, because I don't know how often I'm gonna.
Gonna use it?
Well, we're gonna be in there some, but it's not, you should be able to step up. I mean, we've stepped up on all kinds of other stuff out there. So if it's in the quote, that's what we'll do, or we can tweak it a little and,
You know, if it's not hooked to a post, if you're not putting a door on a post, I think we should do it.
okay,
Because if the post would be, it's frost-free, that won't, then the door will move, but if it's out in the middle of the wall, it could possibly move and get jammed, so. All right. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
no. I was just going off the specs from the original stuff, so.
You're just thrown into it, aren't you?
I mean, I know what's going on. and
Right.
I might not have, did I give you this? Did you see this? He didn't email it to you either?
No, it's
Oh.
okay.
So, yeah, I didn't give it to him.
I knew most of the
He
quotes.
knew who it was, he just didn't, sorry, apologize to you.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was the only question I had, but I take it back if it's for a man door in the middle of the wall. Just,
Okay,
you know, if it's on a post, I don't think we need it, but if it's
Okay.
not, then we probably should go ahead and do
Okay.
it. It's in the quote. Won't save us but a few $100s anyways if we didn't do it.
Right.
I move that we approve the quote from Corridor Excavating in the amount of $13,800 to provide concrete approaches to the new DPW pole salt barn. We authorize John Souder, interim DPW superintendent, to sign the contract and move forward to schedule the work.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Are you staying or are you leaving?
I can stay.
I just want to talk to you afterwards. for a
I'll
minute.
stay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Now, we had several ordinance revisions, additions that were first readings at the last meeting, and now we have possible adoption of those, starting with ordinance amendment 400. Any discussion on that?
That was the enforcement ordinance.
I move that ordinance amendment number 400, chapter 202, codified ordinance section 202.99 enforcement, which was read at August 7th, 2025, regular council meeting be adopted.
The second.
We have a motion from Bob, a second from Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The next one is amendment number 401.
I move make the zoning ordinance amendment 401, chapter 17, administration and enforcement, section 17.01, administration and enforcement, which was read at the August 7, 2025 regular meeting, be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, second from Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. The next one is ordinance amendment number 402.
I have a question.
Yes?
All right, so I looked up a couple things, and what I read was, if it's an object in someone's place, it's considered private property. If the junk car is not drivable, it is an object. If the junk car is an object, you're removing private property. I don't know the validity of that. I was talking with my colleagues at work, we're professors, and some of them like to challenge things, and I thought it was very interesting point. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well,
I don't know if that's valid or not.
knowing that that's not the first thing that's done, just because it doesn't have a license plate on it,
It's-
the police just don't go tow it away.
Well, yeah,
Okay. There's a process that's followed.
but it is still considered an object or a property of someone that they own, right?
Yes? Mhm.
So if someone owns something and it's in their private area, why are we taking it? That was the question. And I'm not here to ruffle any feathers but it was a valid question, and I was just intrigued by it. Before we approve it, I think we should
We
maybe
know
consider
from the attorney reviewing this, that this is legal.
And
That
I feel
this
like
is-
it's a matter of blight. I mean,
That's
it'd be
right.
like having a washer and dryer on your porch,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Let me just read this, if that's okay, the notice to the owners. This is the notice that they get, if that is there. This property to wit, and the description of the property is filled in and located at, and the description of the property, the address, is deemed a junk motor vehicle. A junk motor vehicle is defined, but is not limited to partially dismantled vehicles, missing vehicle parts, wrecked or inoperative vehicles, flat tire or tires, used for storage or absence of a current license plate. Shall be prima facie evidence that a vehicle is a junk motor vehicle, which is deemed improperly stored in violation of Perry City Code. The described junk motor vehicle must be removed within 5 days from the date of this notice. Now, there is provision for it to be inside. They can have it in their garage, and that's not deemed a junk motor vehicle because it's not affecting the neighborhood. It could be in their backyard behind a fence, where again, it's out of sight and not affecting the neighborhood. But under this definition, the attorney has reviewed it. We've been told it is a legal process. Does that answer your question? We don't have to vote on this tonight if you don't want to. We can
No,
wait.
it's okay, I mean, we can
Have more
vote on it.
discussion.
I just thought it was very, very interesting point, right? Like, because think about it with the person who owns it mentality, not the person of the neighbor. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. As the social worker in me, it's my profession, that's why I don't know if that's, but again, it's been there for years, so.
Well, we hope not. I mean.
No, I mean the policy, the ordinance itself has been there for years, so.
Thank you for bringing up questions, because I'm usually the only one that brings up the silly questions.
It's really valid, because
No, I'm not
thinking
saying
about
your
it.
question is
Yeah, I
silly.
know, I
I just-
know. I just think about it from like the person who owns it. Like if it's my car and it is junk, and I know it's junk, I want it there. It's a property. It's my property. It's an object at that point. And that was the whole discussion. And I thought, bringing it here, I'm not with or against. I'm just providing a different point of view. That's all.
Well, it is an object, but, you know,
Then-
anybody who's ever watched the show Hoarders can tell you, you know, that's a whole lot of objects in the yard, and that's a problem.
Of the neighbors.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you gotta draw the line somewhere.
I mean, don't they have some rights too?
They should.
You could go round and round and round and round with that.
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
I've said
It
that
is.
before about
Yes,
different
you have.
things. It's just,
Yes.
there's a fine line. And I don't disagree, right? I brought it up last time, we beat that to hamburger. So,
And are we ever?
we
gonna
have the
probably
provisions, we have the provisions to appeal, right? If they're gonna ticket you or whatever, so we can go on that. Then there are certain things, and I agree that I don't want my neighbor having a junk vehicle in their front yard. I don't really want one in the backyard either, because then they seem to multiply like rabbits. So, so we have to be careful, I agree, and people have rights, and we have to make sure that we're cognizant of that.
And giving them every opportunity
To
to
remedy
rectify the
it.
situation. Absolutely.
That's all, and that's, those are the points I brought up last meeting, was just so we have, that everyone has a right to remedy the situation or appeal our city's process or finding. As long as we have that, then we should, hopefully, it's a fair society, we should be able to work it out, right?
Right. I agree. Any further discussion regarding this?
Now, I move that the ordinance amendment 402, chapter 696, motor vehicle, junk motor vehicles, section 696, period 08, I don't know if that's how you word it, but removal of junk vehicles from private premises, public premises, and right-of-way, street right-of-way, which was read. Oh, that's
Oh, I'm
written
sorry.
twice.
Yeah, I think that's duplicated.
And you, at the August 7th, 2025 regular council meeting be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion from Kristen, a second by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And one more ordinance, amendment number 403.
I move that the ordinance amendment 403, chapter 1020, driveways and sidewalks, section 1020.03, sidewalks on newly developed lots, 1020.04, costs associated with repair, replacement of existing sidewalks, and section 1020.05, construction of an additional sidewalks on previously developed property, which was read August 7, 2025, regular council meeting, be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay, moving on then, we already did number 8, so moving to number 9. We did receive a written offer to purchase the city-owned lot down on South End 52, property address 12510 South End 52. We have it listed, offering to sell it for $7,000, stipulating in the information that's given to anyone who inquires that The parcel is in irregular shape, approximately ½ acre. City water sewer utilities are not available to the site. We have a copy of the survey on file, and that has been given for review. Also, in this disclosure, the buyers to be responsible for all Shiawassee County Health Department requirements for existing well and septic. We are stating it's not certain whether the site is buildable. So I have the purchase agreement, and I've put some notes here if you wouldn't mind me just kind of skimming through this with you. And if you have questions as we're doing that, please interrupt. So the offer is written from Jessica Crozier. She has a stepdad who is working with her on this purchase. He has called me at least 6 or 7 times over the past couple of months with questions. I put him in touch with Leland, and he did talk to Leland, and with the health department, he has talked to them. His name is Steve Jackson. So he's not on the purchase agreement, but he is helping her, just so you know. The property is situated in the city of Perry, Shiawassee County. Attached meets and bounds description is that legal description that's on the survey drawing. This at the top is a meets and bounds description. And it's a weird shape, as you can see. The parcel ID number is there to help with identification, as well as the address, the street address of 12510 South End 52 Perry. We don't have anything there other than an existing well that we have no knowledge of. So the attachments, improvements, appurtenances, that's just crossed out because none of that is there. Their offer to purchase is $5,500 in cash, and upon delivery of their money, we would deliver a warranty deed. We'd be using Sislo Title to assist with that process if this moves forward. If this does come to an agreement, they will have earnest money that they need to deposit, and that will go directly to Sislo Title. It does not come to us. And that's addressed further in. We're to provide evidence of title being clear no later than 21 calendar days prior to closing. We do have a title commitment that Sislo Title put together for us when we had the other offer that never went anywhere. But that does show that we have clear title, but we would need to provide to them clear title based on the purchase price they're offering to pay or whatever agreement we come to. So that's why we need to provide them with a new one. If there are any title objections, which I don't believe there would be, but there is built-in time for that to be remedied. The closing, if this offer is accepted by the seller and if title can be conveyed in the condition required, the purchaser agrees to complete the sale on or about October 31st, but no later than 3 months, unless otherwise mutually agreed to in writing. Now, why is that so far out for a little bitty cash sale? Because, as you saw in here, if you've looked at it, they're making this contingent on the requirements of the health department being to their satisfaction, based on finding the septic tank, finding if there's a drain field, checking the well to see if it works, seeing if it's potable, and so forth. That's going to take a while, because they don't want to do the well part of it until they know the septic part of it, till they know how much that's going to cost them. And then once they know that, if it's acceptable, then they'll do the well part. So it's going to take them a while to do this.
They want to build on
Yes, she does. I said a tiny house,
it.
if it fits, there you go. So, default just talks about if we're not closed by that date, if we're not agreeing to extend, that the refund of the earnest money might not happen. She might forfeit that if it's her fault that we don't close by then. So it just defines how that happens. Possession, of course, would be a closing since it's not occupied. Taxes and prorated items. There's no property taxes on this as it's city-owned. There aren't any tax prorations then that need to be done. There are no special assessments that I'm aware of, that I could find record of. So it says the seller will pay all installments of any special assessments that have been billed prior to the time of closing, but there aren't any. So on that other line, I would suggest that we just write in there that the seller will not pay special assessments. If they come up, we'll have to decide what we're going to do, but I don't think there are any there. Is that okay with you guys?
Page 3.
So I've added on the other line, seller will not pay special assessments if found. It also says the seller agrees to pay for all sewer and water usage. There isn't any. So again, I'm just going to put NA because there's nothing there. Their earnest money deposit will be $500. If we do come to an agreement, it'll be deposited with Cicelo Title. They'll hold it till closing, and it'll be applied toward their closing costs or their purchase price. If they default, they would forfeit that, and the city would keep it. Disclosure of fees, there aren't any. We're not using a real estate broker or agent, so no commission or fees are being paid in regard to that. No joint parties, no other parties to the contract. Maintenance of the premises, the city does mow this, so we will continue to mow it. That's the only maintenance that we do, but we'll continue to do that, and we're required to. Time is of the essence. We've identified a close by date. The closing fee. Purchaser and sellers agree to pay closing fees as may be charged by Cicelo Title Company supervising the closing. Again, I would suggest that we either say the buyers to pay the closing fee, or that the buyer and seller could share the closing fee. How would you like that to be addressed? It's about $300.
Well,
They're offering to pay $5,500. If we accept that, I strongly suggest
They pay for
we
it.
have them pay the closing fee.
that's what I was just trying to do the math in my
Okay.
head really quick.
So I guess then the question becomes, do we want to accept that price, or do we want to counter the price higher? And then if we counter it at 7, then maybe we want to share the closing fee. So I need to know one before I can write down what the other might be.
Personally, I think $5,500 is a fair offer, but they would have to pay for all the fees instead of recovering the cost for the septic investigation and all that stuff, so
Right.
I think any fees associated with it would be on the seller, the purchaser.
Mindy, I see your head bobbing, are you good with that, Kamal? Yeah, Kristen,
Yeah.
your thoughts? Okay. So what we're gonna do here is cross out seller. Purchasers agree to pay closing fees as may be charged by Cicelo Title Company to supervise the closing. Purchaser understands they're purchasing a used structure, there isn't any structure. It's an as-is condition. They can, or we can, have attorney review this document if we so choose to do that. There is no home to inspect on the next page. And they're not electing to waive their inspection because as you go to your next page after page 4, this is a page they brought in, the purchaser's additional conditions page. Number 1, septic tank and drain field must be located and found to be in working order. Number 2, the requirements for a second drain field must be established as per Shiawassee County requirements. If the land will not meet these requirements, then the purchase cannot take place. Number 3, the well must pass inspection, which includes determining if the pump is in working order and meets the requirements for flow rate. Also, the water must pass safety tests. This requirement can be met depending on the advice of the well company doing the testing and their recommendations. I added, you'll see my handwriting there, this page forms a part of the contract dated 8/18/25 between purchaser Jessica, seller City of Perry. Our response to this is stated, or I'm recommending that it be stated, at the very bottom of page 4, there's a paragraph that says additional conditions. I would indicate the seller requirements page is attached, and I've indicated on that page that it forms a part of the agreement. And that's where we say that the purchaser's responsible to pay for all that stuff. But I'd also say that the survey and legal are attached. And that the buyer's conditions page is attached. So the page that the city's most interested in making sure is clear is this one that says the buyers to be responsible for all Shiawassee County Health Department requirements for well and septic. I think maybe I'd like to add that the buyer is responsible for the cost.
For all the inspections.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to know if there's something or not that.
I'm sorry, come on, what?
I'm curious to know what they'll find out.
Yeah. And that would be the benefit to us.
Yeah.
If they get all that stuff done and they decide not to buy it,
Certainly.
at least we'll have more knowledge than we do right now.
It answers the questions.
Yeah. So that is the whole offer. The last page where you see her signature, it says the purchaser and seller further acknowledge they've read this entire agreement. And she has signed it, given her address and so on, her contact information. So what we would do though is to not accept this contract as written because we've made some changes. But if we look at the next part, it says the seller has signed below, but this agreement is subject to an addendum. What I would say is that subject to addendums to this purchase agreement attached and incorporated. And made a part of this agreement. And I'm going to cross out the seller accepts just so there's no confusion. So seller acceptance, seller has signed below, but this agreement is subject to addendums to this purchase agreement attached to and made a part of this agreement and incorporated herein. So, council, is this to your satisfaction, the way it's been amended, and do you want me to sign it?
I think it's great.
You think it's okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Mindy, okay? Kristen, okay? Todd, okay?
Yep.
I move that we counter the offer dated August 15, 2025 in the amount of $5,500 from Jessica Corze with the changes to the agreement as discussed by council on August 21st, 2025. We authorize Mayor Hammond to sign the agreement with the changes.
Second.
We have a motion by Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Is there any other business that may come before council at this time? Council members, do you have any comments regarding anything that you'd like to share?
I do actually, but I know we're late, and so I'll keep it brief and maybe we can
No,
talk about it.
you go ahead. 5 after 8, it's not late.
All right, well, I noticed, I was on a test drive with some folks, and we went past that business on Bath Road, the Williams one that had the fire.
Yeah, Shirley can talk to you about that.
That's like open, it's wide open, and I don't,
Well, I think they boarded it all up. I called them, asked them to board.
good,
Yes.
great minds think alike.
how
Well,
long?
it was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I think,
Okay.
yeah, so I called him and then he actually asked if he would if he would get me in touch with his insurance company. He said absolutely, because he's having some problems. So that's why it's not down yet, I guess.
Gotcha.
And so he was out there the next day and boarded it up.
Well, good, yeah, because it was probably right after our last meeting that I noticed it, and I thought, I'm gonna mention it at the next
Mhm.
meeting.
Yep.
All right,
So
awesome.
when they start deciding what they're gonna do, they'll let me know.
Yeah, well, even just having it open like that, I
Mhm.
mean, that's, yeah, you're asking for trouble.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you for bringing that up. We had talked about it, and that's why Shirley got hold of them. But did you notice that after you asked about the lines on M52 being
Yeah.
painted,
Mhm.
like the next day, they were there
Yeah.
painting. So anything, Kristen, that comes to your mind, just bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it. Let's talk about it.
I told you guys that they were in Owasso doing that.
It's like Google.
I thought, oh, that's great. Good job, Kristen.
Wow.
All right.
That's
Any
funny.
other discussion topics? Kamal, have you got anything?
No, everything is perfect. I
Good.
love it.
Wonderful. Mindy? Bob?
No.
Any other public comment? I don't think so. And agenda items for our next meeting? We do have a few things, yeah, that we've got down there. Anybody else have anything? No? Then, meeting is adjourned at 8:07. Thank you all for being here.